Hey, welcome. I hope you all are doing fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's reading is the person on your mind. How do they feel about the connection that you guys share? All right. We have three groups for you to choose from. We have group one with the rainbow moonstone, group two with the clear quartz geode, and group three with the sodalite crystal. Okay. I just wanted to let you know as well, we only have tarot cards here, but I will pull some more cards when we get to the end of your individual readings. Okay, so group one, two, and three, how do they feel about your connection? Feel free to pause the video if you do need a moment to choose your group, but I will see you in your readings. Welcome. If you've chosen the first group, the Rainbow Moonstone, then this reading is for you, the person on your mind. How do they feel about your connection? We have Seven of Pentacles upright, King of Pentacles upright, and we also have Two of Pentacles upright. So for some of you here, the fact that maybe each of these cards are pentacles, it could be significant for some of you guys. For some of you, maybe the person you're asking about is, maybe they're down to earth, maybe they're an earth sign. It could be something that you that you are more aware of. But the person that you're asking about, it feels like they generally like the way things are going between you both, but they could also feel that you guys should be further along or have a more solid foundation. But also feel that it's good that things are moving a bit slower. Maybe there are still important, things to figure out together. So even though they do feel that maybe you guys should be further along, they could feel like it is actually a pro for you guys right now. They do feel that you guys are, compatible. But in terms of lifestyles, they could feel there are certain things that, still need to be worked out. They could also feel that your financial situations are very different, and they may feel that you guys need to have maybe a conversation about money. Could be about possessions, it could be about something else that you are more aware of. But yeah, they could have also feel that you want them to be financially responsible so that you can see them as maybe as a better partner, or to build more trust between you guys. So if this person is financially irresponsible or just a bit carefree when it comes to their money, they could think it makes you feel skeptical about sharing financial responsibility over things, maybe joint financial responsibility over certain things. But overall, like, they do feel your connection is, headed in the right direction. They also feel that you guys have the kind of relationship that can make it through, anything. Random message, so only take this if it makes sense, but so yeah, only take this if it makes sense, but they could be okay with you guys seeing other people. It feels like they understand, especially if they recognize there are certain things that they can't, do for you. I don't know if you guys are in, like, some of you are in a relationship or connection with the person you're asking about, and it's kind of normal, it would be normal or, acceptable if you guys are seeing other people. Like maybe, things between you guys aren't committed. Maybe you guys have an open relationship. I don't know. Um, but yeah. So yeah, it could be that they also want to be committed to you officially, but may not feel like it's the right time. And this could be due to third parties. It could be that they aren't ready to separate from third parties right now. Could be romantic, could be platonic connections, such as, family, friends. If it is romantic, though, it doesn't seem like there's anything going on between them and, someone else that they may have interest in. But it feels like if they had the opportunity, they take it. But again, only take this message like if it makes sense for your relationship and, where things stand between you guys right now. It feels like the situation seems complicated, but at the time it also feels really simple. But like if, for example, if you have an open relationship, then it could make complete sense. Um, but yeah, they do feel that this connection has honesty, but at the same time, you both leave out details that may hurt each other. And again, like maybe there is this understanding between you guys. But yeah, they could feel that you're wanting to save for something big, but they may not think it's the right time for you guys to make a big joint purchase. They could feel that you both having good careers, good jobs is important for your connection. And they could feel like this is something you guys are focused on, something that you guys are like trying to maintain in your lives as well. So they could also feel um, that you're both not really planning or thinking long term in your connection. They do feel your relationship is better when you guys are going with the flow, maybe not putting too much pressure on what the future might be. But yeah, they think your connection to each other has definitely helped both of you grow as people and in your careers and in your other relationships as well. They do think you guys can be honest with each other about what's working in your relationship and what isn't. Um, Something that they really do appreciate about the relationship you guys have. Um, they could think that your relationship needs more patience, not necessarily with each other, but in other aspects. They do feel you balance them out, you support them, but they may not feel that they, really do the same for you for whatever reason. Um, they could also feel that you don't need the same support or you don't need someone to balance you out. But they may feel like, they need you for that, if that makes sense. Um, so on some level, they could feel that you both are quite controlling of each other. They could feel that maybe that's something that needs to be worked on, or when it comes to certain aspects of your life, or when someone's feeling a type of way, maybe they become more controlling in a certain situation. But they do feel like that control is something that needs to be worked on. If there's jealousy present, that could also be something that they feel needs to be worked on. Um, So yeah, they could also feel it would be beneficial for your relationship if you guys were to set realistic goals and make a plan for the future. It could be that they think you guys need more goals in general. Like I know, like they feel that you guys aren't really thinking too much into the future. And it's not necessarily that they think you guys should plan for the future, but then it feels like there needs to be like a rough idea, you know. So like kind of setting, you know, certain goals, but at the same time like not putting too much pressure on it and the, you know, the situation, the relationship. So yeah, so they could think that your relationship would benefit from setting one or two goals, you know. So earlier I said that they think that your relationship could withstand anything. They could feel that maybe no matter what happens in your relationship, that you guys will stay together, maybe, you know, be friends. Um, but if there are things that didn't work for your relationship in the past, they feel that you guys should avoid doing those things, you know, again in the future. For some of you, though, this could involve honesty, it could involve communication. So they could also feel that you guys want to spend more time with each other but can't, maybe due to workload and other responsibilities that you guys do have. So now I'm just going to pull a few more cards and hopefully get a few more messages, okay? So what are we doing? Should I use this? So what are they thinking? How do they feel about your connection right now? How do they feel about your connection right now? And you know what, I'll keep this one. Alright, so I'll start off with these two. So we have money, and we also have shit is going down with your job. So with a lot of pentacles, so with all pentacles actually, and then we have money over here, then we have shit is going down with your job. Like, it does feel, let me see, it doesn't necessarily feel like financial issues. So for some of you here, they could feel like, you know, your respective jobs potentially does get in the way of, you know, your relationship. Like, maybe, you know, after you guys finish work, you guys are feeling tired, you're feeling drained. So maybe not really having much energy, you know, for each other. But they do feel, you know, money, maybe financial stability, your jobs is just very important to you guys as well, you know. So it's not something that you guys can necessarily push aside for each other right now. But the thing is, they could be quite content with the setup that you guys have in terms of maybe, you know, for example, if you guys do work a lot, you guys do have, you know, a lot of responsibilities respectively. It may not even be a lot of responsibilities. It could just be one, but it could be extremely draining. But they could be quite content with how it is for right now, you know? So we also have, how much cards is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have concealed power. We have divine intervention. We have ceremony, honor how far you've come. We also have animal, embrace your wild side. And we also have wellness, the recovery of health and wellness is here. Okay. So with embrace your wild side, they could feel that you guys could benefit from letting off some steam. This may not necessarily be together though. This could be separately, maybe doing things that you both enjoy, especially if you guys don't necessarily enjoy the same things, you know. So even though they do feel your connection has come a long way, they do feel you guys have, you know, some things to, yeah, some things to work on, but just like there's still some distance to go, you know, in terms of your relationship. So with concealed power, it says give birth to the wonder of revelation, and kind of similar to a message that came out before, they do feel your connection has helped the both of you grow in certain ways, whether that is, you know, emotionally, intellectually, socially, but they do feel that your connection has helped them grow. Maybe it helped them, maybe they feel it helped both of you kind of even maybe broaden your perspectives, maybe broaden, you know, certain experiences. and stuff like that. So for some of you here, for some reason, they could feel that your connection could do with some type of intervention. I'm going to see what this could be about though. For some of you, they could feel like your connection needs an intervention, especially if things have been kind of, maybe stuck in this kind of like monotonous, cycle between the two of you. But ultimately, like they do feel your connection is overall quite healthy, Alright, so we also have naughty, we have decisive, we have independent, we also have extroverted. So for some of you, like they could feel your connection is naughty in some kind of way, but it feels like it's naughty in as in like they feel your relationship is breaking certain rules, like maybe it's breaking certain traditions or breaking what you kind of grew up to believe about relationships. Like it could be more open, it could be more explorative, it could be, so they could feel like your relationship in certain ways are, breaking rules. It could be something that you are more aware of as well. So they could feel that, your relationship doesn't necessarily have much direction right now. So they could feel that there needs to, come a point where you guys are more decisive about your relationship. All right, so with independent and extroverted, they do feel that your connection can be both codependent and independent. Maybe your connection kind of allows for both of those things to kind of coexist. In terms of extroverted, though, clarify straight away by the Seven of Wands, so they could feel that your connection does stand out. This could be to strangers, it could be in terms of your family. It could be in ways that you are more, that you're more aware of. But yeah, they do feel your connection stands out. We also have I Deserve Better. We also have I'm Spying on You. We have Let's Fly Away, Would You Fly Away with Me? We have Pillow Talk. We have I Know You Still Thinking About Me, How Could You Not? We have Hell Yes. We have Affection. We have I'm Done. We have Blah Blah Blah. We have I'm Done. And we also have You Are So Strong. We Don't Need to Do This Alone. And finally, we have Childhood Trauma. So earlier in this reading, there was a message about you guys helping each other grow. I don't know if there has been, childhood trauma for this group. but they do feel that you guys have helped each other heal from certain things. And it could be from things that happen in your childhood, it could be things that happen, you know, on a day-to-day, but they do feel you help each other grow, that maybe you have helped each other heal in certain ways. So this person, they may not feel like you rely on them enough. Like they do feel you are very strong. They do feel that you may not need much support, or that's like what you kind of put out there, that you don't need a lot of support. But it feels like they do want you to rely on them a bit more. In terms of I deserve better, like they do feel your connection as a whole maybe deserves more attention from the two of you. They could feel that in some ways that maybe you guys have let the ball drop when it comes to your connection. They could think your connection is very affectionate. They could think that your connection could do with more affection. For some of you, they could think it would benefit your relationship if you guys were to take, let me see, I don't know, for some of you this is coming off as like taking a break from each other. So there's a message about your connection not necessarily being an escape, maybe in terms of how things started. They could feel that your connection maybe gives each other freedom. So with the I know you still think about me, they could feel that you, I don't know if it's missing the old days. Maybe missing the start of what the start of your relationship, you know, was. They could feel that you missed that. That's something that you still think about, maybe reminisce. For sometimes they could feel that you guys are stuck on what to say to each other. Maybe they feel that the conversation not necessarily has gotten boring, but maybe it's kind of gotten to a point where they feel that you've maybe run out of things to say to each other. So they could feel that you guys could benefit from talking more. Maybe even like introducing new topics as well. So I wouldn't say they kind of see your connection as in like you guys spy on each other or anything like that, but they do feel that you guys have a certain control over each other though. But that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I really do hope it could be helpful and make sense, and I'm wishing you the best, alright? Take care. Bye. Welcome. If you've chosen the second group, the clear quartz geode, then this reading is for you, the person on your mind. How do they feel about your connection at the moment? We have 5 of Wands in reverse, the World upright, and we also have the 3 of Wands in upright position. Alright, so it feels like, I mean, obviously this is going to be different how you interpret it for depending on who you're asking about, what the vibe is between you guys. But it feels like bottom line, they feel that you guys need to, it could be like kiss and make up, it could be making peace. For some of you, it's being friends or being friendlier with each other. There could be an energy of maybe confiding in each other. Again, depending on who you're asking about, but they do feel that any disagreements need to be like hashed out and kind of just like move on from it. They do feel that you may let disagreements drag out, for longer than they need to, and they can't wait for you guys to find a resolution. And this could be about something specific as opposed to your connection as a whole. They do think your connection overall is actually pretty good for the most part. But if there are, constant disagreements or you guys button heads, like it could make them want to shut down and shut you out. Especially if the disagreements don't really show signs of reaching a conclusion. And they do feel the relationship could be, negatively impacting them at times. Like, again, this isn't always, and it's not even a large percentage of the time either. So they could feel your connection is based on things that are quite superficial, could be material. Um, I mean, again, this isn't going to be for everyone, but for some of you, they could feel like your relationship is still quite surface level at this moment. But they also feel that you guys, enjoy doing, stuff together that could be deemed or, could be quite superficial, or, quite material. They do feel like you enjoy doing that stuff together. Or they feel that you guys enjoy that, that is, a thing in your connection. They and again, like if you guys, do like to enjoy superficial material things together, they want you to continue, but they also just need for there to be more financial responsibility, or just need it to be in a more financially responsible way. For some of you here, they could feel that you guys care too much about how your relationship looks to other people. They do think your connection as a whole needs to move on from gossip on both sides. Maybe people gossiping about you, and maybe people talking about them, but they kind of just feel like you guys maybe need to stop entertaining gossip, maybe stop listening to it. It's like, say for example, like someone says something about you that isn't true, by confronting it, maybe by feeding into it, it's kind of breathing life into it, and they feel like maybe you guys shouldn't do that or shouldn't feel the need to do that. But this also can be in a way where they feel that you guys need to stop listening to other people when it comes to your connection. This could this could actually be referring to me. It could be referring to like other readers as well, especially if this is something you're pretty transparent about. This could be family members as well. But they do feel that outside noise in relation to your connection needs to stop, or your relationship will benefit if it were to stop, or if you were to like stop listening. And you know, if it's them listening to that stuff, then you know that they feel that they need to stop. But yeah, so they do find you extremely attractive, you know, and they feel that you find them attractive. They don't really see it themselves, but they really appreciate that you make them feel, you know, sexy, handsome, beautiful, safe, and secure as well. And they also want you to stop thinking or caring about the people that are trying to compete with your relationship. This could be maybe people trying to get your attention, or maybe trying to get their attention. They want you to. Sorry, my camera cut out there for a second. Where were we? So yeah, in regards to like, you know, maybe questioning their loyalty, they want you to know that there's nothing to worry about, and you don't or won't have to, you know, share them, or you won't have to, question them maybe. So yeah, for some of you, they do want you to stop questioning their loyalty to you. They do feel that you guys should stay focused on the other areas of your lives too. You know, the other areas of your lives that don't involve your connection. They feel like maybe you guys need to still stay on top of that. Those areas. They could also feel that you have some insecurities that need to be worked on if you want things to progress. This may not be with them specifically, but it could be in another area of your life in terms of things progressing, and in terms of insecurities that need to be worked on in their perspective. They do feel as though that you could benefit from being calmer, more centered. They could think that they could feel that you have a problem, that you both do things differently, and they feel that you need to accept that if things are going to grow in a positive direction, that you need to accept that you both have different ways of doing things, approaching things, communicating. In your connection, they feel they are, you know, very accepting of you, but they may not feel that you actually do the same for them. But yeah, they want you guys to maybe take a trip together, maybe travel together, maybe spend more time together. For some of you, this could be planning a little weekend trip. But there is a big message of closure as well. They could want closure with you. This could be, at the beginning of the reading, there was this message about, kissing and making up, or kind of just maybe finding some type of common ground. Or this could be closure about something that you are more aware of. But they feel that your relationship will definitely benefit from, kind of finding that closure, putting it behind you guys and kind of looking to the future. So they could also want for you both to bring your families together if you haven't already. if you guys are from maybe different cultures or lifestyles, they want you guys to be more, I don't know what the right word would be, maybe more understanding, maybe more inclusive of each other's cultures, each other's, you know, different ways of doing things. It could be blending your cultures or taking part in each other's cultures or being more invested. This is a random message, but for some of you, they could feel that you both need to be more involved in things like charity. So they could feel that you are both in a position to maybe help someone as a couple, and maybe this is what the charity thing is referring to. But as far as your connection, they could feel that it is in need of some excitement, fun, and kind of just getting out of your comfort zones for right now, you know. So I'm gonna pull some more cards, and then we'll see. So how do they feel about your connection right now? Okay, so we have don't talk to anyone, don't look at anyone. You are in need of some alone time and you know why. We also have get outside and move your behind. Your body is not happy with you. Okay. So how do they feel about your connection? So they could feel that you want them to stop talking to people. They could feel that you are uncomfortable or insecure with some of the relationships they have, or they feel that you want them to limit contact and communication um, in their other relationships. For some of you, this could be specifically them talking to an ex, and they could feel that you want them to stop. It doesn't even feel like they do even want to talk to this ex. Maybe they're obligated to, but with the Five of Pentacles, it definitely feels like they're not happy having to, stay in contact with either an ex, someone from their past. But yeah. For some of you, they could feel that they can't really talk or even look at certain people freely when they are around you. They feel that they shouldn't have to feel that way. But if trust has been broken or the trust is still being built, it feels like they understand and they do feel that eventually, your relationship will reach a point where, it will no longer be an issue. So with get your ass outside, or get moving, this card here, they do feel that your relationship has potential to stagnate you both, and they don't want it to kind of like get to that point where things are quite monotonous. I don't want to say consistent, but yeah. So they kind of just feel like, or this is something that they want for your connection, is just to kind of keep that spark um, going and keep that passion going. Maybe regardless of the other things that life kind of throws at you guys, they still want you both to be a priority to each other, to kind of still keep that spark. For things to still be fresh, maybe romantic, passionate. But yeah. Alright, so we have clearing negativity. We have own your divine power. We have upgrade your mental software. We have ceremony again. I was in the last reading too. So ceremony, honor how far you've come, clearing negativity, releasing negativity from within and around you. Own your divine power, replace codependent people pleasing with assertiveness and empowerment, and upgrade your mental software. And we also have union of love. So they could feel like you need to broaden your perspective, maybe in regards to your connection. It could be about them, but they do feel that having a limited perspective or having a limited way of thinking when it comes to the two of you um, could potentially end up doing more harm than good. Like they don't really feel like it's doing harm at this point. Like they could feel, that it's, I want to say manageable, or it's just not, it's not really gotten to a point where it's kind of irking them, but they do feel it could potentially get to that point. Is this about something else? Okay. So it feels like with own your divine power, that was clarified by the Two of Cups. So they could want you to have confidence in yourself, take care of yourself, love yourself, continue to pour into yourself and the areas of your life that don't include them. They want you to be confident. They want you to have trust in your relationship as well. They feel that, you being confident in yourself, you trust in them, trust in, the connection is something that will not only benefit you, but kind of benefit your relationship as a whole as well. And like another fear that they could have is that your relationship could potentially become codependent. But they could also see you as someone that is very empowered, and they want you to keep that part of yourself too, if that makes sense. It's like, of course, be dependent on me, like that's who I am, I'm your person, right? But at the same time, don't lose your strength, your individualism, your yeah. So they don't necessarily feel like, with releasing, clearing negativity, they don't necessarily feel like there's a lot of negativity in your connection. Like maybe, yeah, it has its moments. Um, but they don't want outside influences to continue to impact your connection or impact your relationship moving forward. They don't want any negativity to fester, you know? Especially if it is because of like outside things and not because of anything that is actually going on between the two of you. They do feel your connection has come a long way, though. And with union of love, like they do feel you guys genuinely care for each other too. They could feel like there is a lot of love between you guys. Okay, so we also have chatty, we have impartial, we have unpleasant, and we also have thoughtful. So they do feel you have been more chatty, but they really like it. Um, so they could feel that people aren't, with impartial, they could feel like people aren't rooting for your connection. Um, They could think that you don't realize it. With the Three of Swords, with the Four of Cups, they could feel, maybe some of the people in your life, maybe in their life, maybe in your social circle, whatever it may be, maybe certain people in your family, friend group, I don't know. But they feel that people don't actually want the best for you guys. They feel like people don't have the best intentions for your connection. Um, that So yeah, they do feel like you guys need to be discerning when it comes to maybe sharing pieces of your relationship with other people, letting people kind of give their advice, or letting people kind of have their opinions on your connection. They just feel like you guys need to be more mindful of the actual intentions of the people that you guys are trusting with your relationship. Okay. They feel that ultimately, you guys need to be less mindful of the people around you, or maybe more mindful. But in this case, it's like, instead of, maybe putting the thoughts and feelings of everyone else above, you two, the actual people in your connection, they feel like you guys need to be more thoughtful when it comes to each other. And they kind of feel like, yeah, there have been hiccups, there have been bumps, but with unpleasant, like, they don't necessarily feel your connection is unpleasant right now, but they feel if it keeps going in this trajectory, or if you guys, keep listening to other people, whatever it is, like, whether it's outside influence, whether it's, stuff that needs to be worked on, between you guys, they do feel like it could be, headed towards an unpleasant direction. Uh, yeah. Let's see what else we have. That is not funny, but we have You Deserve Better. In the last group, the first card that came out with these black cards was I Deserve Better, so it's kind of funny to me anyway. But anyways, so we have You Deserve Better, we have Trauma, we have This Will Forever Affect Me, or This Connection Will Forever Affect Me, we have Shadow Work, we have Manipulated, we have You Have a Beautiful Smile, You Have Beautiful Eyes, we have Out of Nowhere, we also have Dance Me, that card came out again. We have I Want to Do Unspeakable Things to You, we have Self Love, we also have You Seem a Little Shy, but I find it endearing. Okay, so how do they feel about your connection? Listen, I don't know what this means as, individual, situations, but for some of you here, they could feel you deserve better than some of the women in your life. They could also feel like your connection deserves better. That was clarified by the Eight of Swords. So I know the Eight of Swords is kind of like self-limitations and stuff like that, but it feels like in this case it's more of kind of protecting your connection from other people, outside influence, whatever it may be. They feel like there does need to be more self-love in your connection. This could be about both of you actually although it's nice to kind of depend on other people to lift you up, they don't feel like it should always be like that. They do feel like there needs to be some independence as well, or being able to lift yourself up, or having confidence in yourself without someone else kind of always being your cheerleader, type of thing. Not that there's a problem with it, but it can become codependent. It can become exhausting if one person is, maybe constantly having to hype up another person. I don't know. But yeah, they do feel like there needs to be more forms of self-love in your connection, even though you guys are, maybe a couple, whatever it may be. So for some of you here, they could feel that you are manipulating them, maybe manipulating some areas of your connection. They could feel like this is something that maybe still needs to be discussed, like still, brought onto the, table as a topic. Maybe they feel like they haven't actually kind of approached this subject with you, but they do feel there are times where they are being manipulated and they do want to kind of like maybe nip that in the bud. So in terms of trauma, I don't know if like, bad relationships in the past, or lack of trust when it comes to certain things. I don't know, but they do feel that if you're kind of putting your past on them and your connection, that it's not, fair on them. So they do feel you are extremely attractive. I already said that. So sometimes they do get worried because they do sometimes feel that you can bring up conflict or, problems out of nowhere. And, that does concern them at times. They do like, with Dance Me, they do like that you guys entertain each other. Um, that you guys are maybe, intimately and sexually compatible, physically compatible. Like they do find you, Knight of Cups, Nine of Cups, the Temperance, Two of Cups. Like they do, they do find you very endearing. They find your connection very endearing. That's why they're not, trying to give up on it, or, even if there are red flags, they rather kind of like talk it out, work through it instead of just like bin in it completely, because they do feel that you guys have chemistry. They do feel, you guys are compatible in ways that you are very endearing. So yeah. But in terms of shadow work, they do feel like there is work that needs to be done. Some maybe difficult conversations to have, or just difficult things to work through. It doesn't even have to be difficult, really. It could just be things that are maybe just a bit uncomfortable. I don't know. But sometimes change can be uncomfortable. Trusting someone completely can be uncomfortable. But yeah. Anyways, I do hope this could make sense, and I'm wishing you guys the best, alright? Please take care. Bye. Welcome. If you've chosen the third group, the Sodalite Crystal, then this reading is you, the person on your mind. How do they feel about your connection? How do they feel about your relationship? Alright. So we have Knight of Swords in reverse. We have Four of Wands upright. We have the Hermit in feel about your connection. So I had to pause the video for a minute just so I could clarify a few things. Again, don't if it doesn't, align with, the connection that you have with the person you're asking about, then, kind of just reject it and move on, all right? But it doesn't really feel like nothing too bad. But the person you're asking about, they could think that you guys may not talk enough, or feel that you guys don't really have the opportunity to talk, or talk about your connection, possibly things that would kind of help you guys get to know each other a bit more as well. They could also feel that you guys have actually missed an opportunity to move your connection forward. And again, like, depending on who you're asking about, but for a lot of you here, this could be a connection when maybe nothing has really manifested yet, or you guys don't know each other too well yet, or you're still getting to know each other. But it feels like this person is more focused on themselves. They're not really wanting to talk, because even though there is a lack of communication here, like, it doesn't really feel like they have that desire to really talk anyway. And they don't really have a desire to start something new. It feels like there are other connections that are more important than the one that you guys share at this moment. They do feel time is an issue when it comes to the two of you, that you guys don't really maybe have time for each other, or this time hasn't really been on your sides. They could also feel that you both have drifted apart, that there really isn't much attraction or chemistry between the two of you. They may not consider a relationship with you, maybe due to being caught up on somebody else, possibly someone they're hoping to reconcile with. So it feels like they're not really looking at other options right now, or kind of like, being open to other people right now. But they also feel that you would just be settling for them anyway. They could think that you see them as temporary, for some of you, like just sex, or just someone to satisfy you when you're bored, when you have free time. And they could feel the same way, like they don't feel like there is that genuine care or bond in your relationship as it stands right now. And they do feel that you both are grounded individuals, and that's why at one point you guys may have gravitated towards each other. But they feel that your connection is hard work, would be hard work, and that ultimately things wouldn't work between the two of you. For some of you, this could be because of differences in communication styles. They could also feel your connection would be chaotic. And I don't know, there's something about your forms of expression. I don't know if the way you guys express yourselves is very different. They could feel your morals, your lifestyles are very different, families are very different, cultures are too different. And this is random, but they could feel that what you do for work and what they do for work aren't compatible. For some of you, again, only take this if it makes sense, but they may not agree with what you do or resonate with what you do, maybe vice versa. Ultimately, they feel you both wouldn't be each other's first priority, if you guys were to be in a connection. or move the connection you have, further along. They feel like you guys wouldn't be each other's priority, each other's focus. They feel like you guys wouldn't genuinely be kind to each other either. So they could just feel like your connection would just be a little phony, So they don't really see the point of kind of dragging it out. Like making a headache of things, with the Nine of Swords coming out, they just feel like, what's the point? So they're kind of, in their mind, they're set that things won't work or it would be too difficult or, I don't know, but they could also already feel like there's already been a nail put in the coffin when it comes to the two of you. Like there's no going back, there's no recovery, there's no, second chances. It just feels like kind of like the door is closed, ultimately, is what it feels like. Like honestly, if you guys did share a connection, they could feel that what you guys had is kind of dead at this point, which they do think is unfortunate, but such is life. But yeah, I'll pull some more cards. Let's see what messages we get. Okay. Okay. Okay, so how do they feel about the connection you guys share? Alright, so to start, we have shame, regret, and guilt. We also have ask an expert, don't rely on friends or the internet. Alright, so starting off with these two. So it does feel like there is some regret that things, may not work out or aren't working out between the two of you. They don't necessarily feel sad or anything, but they do feel some regret. Like guilt, maybe. Sorry, I had to step away from the reading for a moment because my phone battery died, but I will try to pick up where we left off and hopefully nothing got cut off or anything like that. So I feel we were at this card, right? We were ask an expert. So there's people involved in any you guys whatever relationship you guys had to yourselves. So yeah, they could be worried about, some privacy concerns. Have shopping, pay attention to what energizes you. We have control issues. And power instead of others may try to control you. Be extra aware of your inner knowingness as it is trustworthy. And we also have dog. be your own best friend. Okay. Um, and with it's just trustworthy standing out to me. So trusted it, not, um, you know, in a way that you guys thought it would be initially. Okay. So they, would pay attention to what energizes you. They do feel like you guys need to pay attention more in alignment with you, things that you are actually passionate about, things that you actually do care about. Do you have more from this one? Like they don't feel like passion and chemistry should be forced. They don't feel like it should be fake. And right now they can feel that that's what your connection, if either that's what it is right now or that's what you guys would be doing if you were to move forward. Like it wouldn't be genuine. It wouldn't, this thing. Really going to change anything. Um, if there is speak on directly instead of um, you know control. Like would or would have worked for your connection, you know? Do you have more from this one? Or forced, um, maybe even coerced, is that the word? Um, for some of you guys, do you have more from this one? So in terms of control or any control issues, like it feels like, you know, kind of like drop me out of it. Like it feels like I just don't really want to be involved with any of that. Or in adverse. The energy of maybe them feel like you need to, you know, love yourself. They don't necessarily feel like you're using them or anything, you know, but maybe they feel like on some level you don't really know what you want and they don't want to be that, not experiment, but I don't know how to put it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying that this is true, you know, if any of you guys do resonate with this reading so far, like I'm not saying you're trying to do all of you know, that, and we have partial. So they feel that you lack of kind of stuff or something else that you are more aware of. But it feels like they are, there is a part of them as well that is surprised. It's kind of that is on, you know, like for each other, like if there is a conflict or breakdown in your connection, that could be what has surprised them, you know. Um, but in terms of your connection, they do feel pretty impartial, you know, to things right now. Just like kind of ready. So we also have you are strong, but you don't have to do this alone. We have I deserve better, take the lead. At this point, you're just playing yourself. Just friends. We have breaking cycles. We have I tell my family I will stand in my way. So it feels like they did have, some form of or like towards you, but it feels like there's been a change, there's been a switch. You connect where um but yeah, they could also feel like this is what it is type of thing. Um meant for you guys. Um so they feel like they need like if things are still up in the air, kind of settling any confusion or just being clear about their own feelings and about their own intentions moving forward. They feel like if you guys both continue to, pour into the connection you guys have, then you guys will just be playing not each other, but playing yourselves, really, and kind of lying to yourselves. So, with just friends, that message came out earlier, like they do feel you guys should continue as friends in their own life as well. For the wrong people, like this could be a theme that they've seen constantly throughout their life, and they're like, nope. And for them personally, they're breaking that cycle. Like that's not something that they want for themselves. Family, like they don't necessarily dislike it, they don't like it, but that's your prerogative, really. And do they think anything about it? Okay, what do you think about it? It's coming through. So with the you are the yin to my yang, like even though things may not work out how you guys, you know, planned it, or you know how they wanted it to work out, you wanted it to work out. I feel like you guys still could be, you know, friends. You guys the best as ever. All right, take care.